Good morning to all of the students. Today we will discuss about the free fall. Free fall means you know very well whatever the object in the steady positions. Now just hold a stone. They are telling just take a stone, hold it in your hand, hold it in your hand. Which force are acting on the stones? What you will observe. Then now release the stone. When you will release the stone, first when you are holding the force on your hand, that is the potential energy. But when you are releasing the stone, that is like a kinetic energy. What do you observe? The stone will move on the downward side. What are the forces acting on the stone? What are the forces they are telling that is acting on the force? Due to that the stones are coming down. That we are discussing already. That is like a gravitational force. Because of that the stones are coming down due to acceleration due to gravity. Now you know very well the force of gravity. We know that the force of gravity on the earth are there that attract every object that attract every object on the earth sides. So when you are holding the stone on your hand, so you will observe there is a certain kind of the force. This force we are telling as a potential energy. Potential force are there, but you will observe when you are holding the stone on your hand, that is it was balanced by a force. We are applying it on the opposite direction. They are telling the stone was experience this kind of the force. The stone, whatever the stones are there, that has experienced certain kind of the force are there, but that was balancing type. It is in the opposite direction they are telling. Now when you are holding the stone, that is in the rest position, that is initial energy is 0. But now what they are telling, once we release the stone, whatever when you are releasing the stone, that will come on the downward side because of the gravitational force. Some kind of the influence are there due to gravity. Now whatever the object you will observe, whatever the object they are telling, whatever an object moves under the influence of the gravity alone. So whatever the objects are there due to gravity, that is moving, the objects are moving alone itself. That we are telling as a free falling. That we are telling as a free falling means whatever the things you are leaving from your hand or you are pushing with certain kind of the things, so that will come due to directly down. Directly it is coming down itself. That we are telling as a free falling. So then we are releasing the stone into a free fall. The release stones we are telling as a free fall. So in free fall, the initial velocity here the initial velocity object are 0. Here the initial velocity object are totally in the 0, and when you release, so whatever the gravity will increasing first. The gravity will be increasing more and more. But during free fall time, you will observe the object and certain kind of the buoyant force. Buoyant force like in a floating type force are there. Floating type of the force are there. So in this case, force they are telling the free fall is possible only in the vacuum type. Wherever the vacuum are there, so whenever the vacuum are there, in the vacuum condition free floats are possible. In the opposite motion they are telling here. Now in a free fall conditions, whatever when it is reaching on the earth, in the free falling time, during free falling time, whatever the velocity are there, whatever the speeds are there or velocity are there, that comes down to stone. What is the speed, whatever the speeds are there, and whatever the time will be there, it is calculating according to the Newton law. Newton third law of motion we are telling here in this condition, because in the opposite they are telling here direction or opposite motions. The initial velocity u will be 0. Why it is u will be 0? Because first of all the stone you are holding, it is in a initial positions, but when it will come, so it is in the moving positions. So now here acceleration, because of the opposite direction they are telling, first the velocity will increases, the gravity is also increases, so your acceleration a equal to g. Now we are telling as a is acceleration due to gravity, so now we will take as a gravity as a g instead of a. So we can write whatever we know, 3 kinematical equation, v equal to u plus at, but here u is 0. In place of a we will put the value of g. So now u is 0, so only v equal to gt will be there. Second kinematical equation, you know s equal to ut plus half at square, but again u is also 0 and a will become g. So you will see only half gt square. In third kinematical equation you will see v square equal to u square plus 2as, but again u equal to 0. Again u equal to 0. So here it is 2gs will be there. But look upward. Whenever you are throwing some certain kind of the object upward direction, so first of all the acceleration will be in the negative. Because you are throwing the upward, whatever the object you are throwing on the upward directions. So what happen in this, during upward time the velocity are decreasing. The velocity are decreasing, it is going in the opposite direction. So when the velocity are decreasing, so you have to take a as a negative. The a will become minus g, the gravity will be minus g, that is we are telling as a decelerations whenever the negative are there. So the g will be in the g is same, the magnitude of g is same, but they are telling a velocity of the object decreasing. Why the velocity of the object decreasing? Because once we are throwing the object upward time, so during upward time at one state and at one place, whatever the object will be in the steady positions, the speed will be slow and it will be in the steady positions, in the initial positions. Due to that reason the acceleration will become as a negative. So here a will become minus g here. So it will be whenever in the opposite direction of the velocity. So whatever you are looking v equal to gt, so it will become v equal to minus gt, s equal to minus half gt square, v square equal to minus gt 2gs. Whenever the velocity are decreasing. Remember, now you know moon and the artificial satellites are there. They are always moving in the free fall directions. The moon and artificial satellites, they are only moving under the influence of the gravitational force. एक तरह की ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड रहती है अर्थ पे, तो वो फील्ड की वजह से जो मून है आर्टिफिशियल सैटेलाइट से उसके सराउंडिंग में ही मूव होते रहता है वो फ्री फॉल में है. दैट इज इन द फ्री फॉल, मीन्स द ऑब्जेक्ट इन द स्टडी पोजिशंस. द मून इज ऑल्सो देन आर्टिफिशियल सैटेलाइट देयर. इफ इट इज फ्री फॉल विल बी नॉट देन डायरेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट विल बिकम डाउनवर्ड प्लेस, बट वो उसकी स्टडी प्लेस पे ही है फ्री फॉल की वजह से. नाउ डू यू नो, they are telling the value of g is same for all the object at the given place on the earth. जो वैल्यू ऑफ g है तुम देखोगे सब जगह पे सेम ही रहेगी, कोई भी प्लेस पे. सिर्फ पोल पे और इक्वेटर की बात कर रहा, इक्वेटर पे थोड़ा डिफरेंट हो जाता है. बट वॉट एवर द टू ऑब्जेक्ट यू आर टेकिंग दैट इज अ डिफरेंट masses and you are dropping that two masses from the same height, they are telling it will come on the same time downward. This has been told by the Galileo in 1590. ये गैलीलियो ने बताया था 1590 में कि जो दो डिफरेंट मासेस का ऑब्जेक्ट लेंगे और उसको थ्रो करेंगे एक सर्टन हाइट से, तो वो सेम ही टाइम पे आने वाला है, चाहे उन लोग का मास भी क्यों ना डिफरेंट रहे. तो ये एक्सपेरिमेंट उन लोग ने ड्रॉप किए थे. बोलते ना ये एक्सपेरिमेंट, द एक्सपेरिमेंट हैज़ बीन डन बाय द गैलीलियो इन 1590 इन लीनिंग टावर ऑफ द पिज़ा. ही डिमॉन्स्ट्रेटेड दैट स्फीयर, we can that both sphere reached the ground at the same time. Whatever he taken a two different type of the sphere that has a different mass and he dropped, and he observed that from the certain height, whatever if you will drop, now sorry so he did this experiment from the leaning tower of the Pisa. He demonstrated he had taken a two sphere of the different masses and put it from the leaning tower of Pisa, and he observed that he demonstrated that they will come at the same time and at the same place. वो दोनों एक ही टाइम में एक ही जगह पे नीचे आएंगे. तो ये एक्सपेरिमेंट अभी किए थे उन लोगों ने. They did the experiment. One of the we can say they have taken a feather and the heavy stone in the vacuum places. If you will see the www.youtube. we can say this video is there, means they demonstrated a full in the vacuum chamber. They removed all the oxygen from that chamber and they demonstrated this kind of the experiment. They have taken a feather and a spear and they release and they observed this one. Now they observed this one, so they observed carefully and they seen whatever the Galileo has told, this was the correct. The feather and the spear has came on the same time on the ground itself. For removing the oxygen from the chamber, they taken at least 3 hours. So this was the free fall conditions, they told. The feather observed a buoyant force and the ball observed a frictional force, like this way. So when you will do this experiment in the chamber, it does not contain oxygen surrounding chamber, so that will come. You will observe this kind of the free fall. Now according to Newton